Former Labour Minister Chris Ngige appears before FCT High Court over alleged 1 billion naira contract infractions. Supreme Court upholds death sentence for Mariam Sanda. Nigeria and Benin foreign ministers condemn attempted coup, unveil joint security measures. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 11 on NTA News 24. I'm Naja'atu Tijani, and now the news in detail. Former Minister of Labour and Productivity Chris Ngige has been arraigned before the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory for alleged contract infractions totaling more than 1 billion naira while in office, Dele Atumbi reports.
Chris Ngige was rearrested by the FCC on Wednesday, 10th December 2025, following his arrest and investigation earlier this year on allegations of contract fraud and gratification. The anti-graft body granted his administrative bail in October on health grounds, but upon his return to Nigeria, he informed the EFCC of the loss of his traveling passport in London. The 8-count charge included receipt of alleged kickbacks from contractors of the Transport Ministry. Consequently, the FCC arraigned him for these offences, to which he pleaded not guilty. While the defense counsel pleaded for Ngige's bail on health grounds, the prosecution counsel opposed it, saying the defendant failed to adhere to the earlier terms of his administrative bail. The court has adjourned the matter to Monday, 15th December 2025, for ruling on the bail application.
Naturally, before commencement of trial, the place of abode for him shall be nowhere other than the correctional center. And that's the application we made to the Honorable Court.
What I asked the court was to allow that whilst he's anywhere, whether it's Kuje Correctional Center or wherever he is, that he may have access to medical attention. That's what I asked the court for. And we're happy that the court agreed to come back for this matter on Monday.
Chris Ngige is to be kept in Kuje Correctional Center till the ruling on the matter. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has reaffirmed the death sentence handed to Mariam Sanda by an Abuja High Court in 2020. The decision of the 5 panel of justices of the Apex Court on the appeal filed by the convict, judiciary correspondent Austin Anyebe reports.
The lower court had sentenced her to death by hanging after she was found guilty of stabbing her husband, Biliamin Bello, to death at the Abuja residence in 2017. The convict had gone to the Court of Appeal to challenge the lower court's verdict, but lost, and instantly headed to the Supreme Court seeking to overturn the death sentence. In spite of the pending case at the Supreme Court, President Bola Tinubu, in the exercise of his executive powers, reduced Mariam Sanda's total sentence to 12 years. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemisino, Advocate of Nigeria, had argued the recent presidential pardon was based on compassionate grounds and in the best interest of the children, listing some of the qualities that earn her clemency to include good conduct, embrace new lifestyle, moderate to prisoners, and remorsefulness. However, the 5 panel of justices of the Apex Court reaffirmed the judgment that ordered the death by hanging, having resolved all the issues she raised in her bid to set aside her conviction and sentence and dismiss her appeal for want of merit. In the late verdict delivered, the Apex Court held that the prosecution had established her guilt beyond every reasonable doubt. It also held that the Court of Appeal's decision that upheld the sentence passed by the trial court was unassailable. The Supreme Court held that it was wrong for President Tinubu, being the head of the executive arm of the government, to seek to exercise his powers to grant pardon over a case of culpable homicide in respect of which an appeal was pending. In Abuja, Austin Anyebe, NTA News.
To bilateral relations, Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Tugar and Benin Foreign Affairs Minister Ajadi Bakari have jointly responded to the attempted coup in Benin, stressing that regional security is non-negotiable and announcing coordinated strategies to maintain stability. At a joint news briefing at the end of the 95th Council of Ministers meeting in Abuja, the ministers warned that instability in one West African nation directly threatens its neighbors, a point underscored by the extensive shared border security between Nigeria and Benin.
As I said, an exemplar and an example to other countries to use the individual agency, because my brother and I were communicating with each other from the very beginning, and the fast reaction and communication between us and several of our colleagues is what led to the thwarting of this attempt to undermine democracy by way of an unconstitutional change of government.
I hope that all countries member of ECOWAS will support this approach, because we have to stop this spreading of coup in our region.
Benin Republic has officially thanked Nigeria for its military support in repelling the coup attempt, which helped stabilize the situation and prevent further unrest, calling it a necessary step for regional security and upholding democratic institutions across West Africa. The rapid rise of Kaduna State in financial inclusion took center stage on Good Morning Nigeria, highlighting the state's leap to 66% formal financial access among residents, which is a 20% increase in just 3 years. Speaking on the deliberate policies behind this progress, Kaduna State Commissioner for Finance Ibrahim Tanko Mohammed attributed the success to community-focused service delivery and early investment in digital identity integration to accelerate BVN registration.
I think Kaduna should give kudos or credit of all these things to His Excellency the Governor of the state, Senator Malam Upasani, that came face to face with the huge level of exclusion, not only in Kaduna State, but in the northern part of the country. And he came into this knowledge based on his former position as chairman, Senate Committee on Banking and Finance, when he realized the figures were really very low. And he realized that whenever there was interventions, you will see the people up here will not be able to benefit because they don't have bank accounts. So immediately he became the governor of the state. The first thing he did was to sign an executive order, the first executive order signed by him as governor, and the first and the only executive order on financial inclusion done in any state of Nigeria to date. And immediately he did that, he decided to create a powerful committee that will drive financial inclusion in the state.
On the health front, the federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to achieving universal health coverage by 2030, emphasizing that President Bola Tinubu's national health agenda is driving increased domestic investment aimed at reducing the burden of out-of-pocket payments for health care. Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pati, made this known at a ministerial press conference commemorating the annual Universal Health Coverage Day in Nigeria. Professor Pate highlighted progress made through the Compact to actualize the Nigeria Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative, noting that it is central to strengthening the country's path towards universal health coverage. The minister stressed how the government is directly tackling poor population health outcomes, which continue to worsen due to significant wide geospatial disparities.
As we expand insurance, we also expand the Vulnerable Groups Fund with BNCPF and the Catastrophic Health Insurance Fund that was established in 2025. given the complexity of our system, primary healthcare is the bedrock. We have to get it going. And within the context of the last 2 years, we've seen dramatic increase in utilization of the primary healthcare centers, the CPF centers. President Tu is committed to transform it, and his leadership is beginning to change those challenges into results. By no means we can say we have not anywhere near declaring total victory. But at least by hunkering down and doing the hard work, we're changing the trajectory.
We've all seen that Nigeria has been appreciated as one of the 8 countries globally which is really moving with a lot of ambitions towards UHC targets. On this day, as WHO, as part of the UN country team here in Nigeria and globally, we are calling the governments, local authorities, state authorities, communities, private sector to invest in health.
Similarly, improving healthcare delivery in Nigeria depends greatly on the capacity of healthcare workers to continually upgrade their skills and knowledge. And Limi Hospital, at its 9th annual Abuja Cardiovascular Symposium, is promoting enhanced competence in cardio care and encouraging practitioners to adopt modern best practices.
Health professionals gathered in Abuja for the 9th annual Abuja Cardiovascular Symposium, a forum aimed at strengthening knowledge and improving standard in healthcare delivery. Representing the Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Muhammad Ali Pati, the Director of National Coordinator for Non-Communicable Diseases, Dr. Ahmad Muhammad Uzi, noted that the federal government has made notable progress in expanding health facilities and reinforcing the health system.
In alignment with the Renew Hope agenda, the ministry remains relentless in its resolve to improve healthcare outcomes for all Nigerians and achieve the health-related sustainable development goal, especially Goal 3, which has to do with good health and well-being of all the citizens.
Experts stress the need for practitioners to pay closer attention to often overlooked clinical details that can significantly affect patient outcomes.
We are focused on making sure that what is the world's highest rate or cause of death in the entire world, that it is taken care of here in Nigeria. Nigeria currently sits at the lower rungs of the ladder in terms of life expectancy worldwide. But this can change.
Hypertension, diabetes, these are like the fast-growing deadly killers that happen here in Nigeria. So medical practitioners are the first point people get to meet.
We want to let them understand what hypertension is all about, what diabetes is all about, and heart diseases. We want to discuss it to even the primary level, both primary, secondary level, so that anybody can make appropriate diagnosis and manage these cases well.
They emphasize that a nation's prosperity is closely tied to the health of its people, urging medical personnel to continually upgrade their skills to meet current and future health challenges. Charity Zakka, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 11 on NTA News 24. More reports after the break.
Furniture's legendary final sale of the year is here. This festive season, enjoy extra savings on luxury and comfortable sofa sets, modern and functional dining sets, sophisticated and smart bed sets, and our royal collections, classy, premium, and truly exclusive. Shop 10 million naira and receive a complimentary Daisy tea set. Spend 15 million and take home a 65-inch smart TV. Go higher at 20 million and experience unmatched comfort with our exclusive massage chair. Visit our showrooms in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu, or shop online. It's big, it's bold, it's unforgettable. It's Baffy Furniture.
And the National Productivity Order of Merit Award goes to...
The only tomato paste manufacturer to win the National Productivity Order of Merit Award by the federal government of Nigeria, endorsed by the Association of Private Medical Practitioners of Nigeria. This is an evidence of 100% natural goodness, great quality, and great taste. So eat healthy to live longer. Use Arisco tomato paste and products. 100% Buy now and enjoy up to 20% discount.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
This is NTA News 24.
Thanks for staying tuned. Nigeria's ongoing journey of national rebirth comes with demand on citizens to render selfless service in support of government towards building a nation which is the pride of all. Prelate Methodist Church of Nigeria, His Eminence Oliver Ali Abba, stated this at the State House service of 9 lessons and carols. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports that First Lady Oluremi Tinubu attended along with other dignitaries.
That beautiful orchestra, once in Royal David City, rendered by the Christian Association of Nigeria's Mass Choir, opened proceedings at the State House 2025 service of 9 lessons and carols. One after the other, more soul-stirring carols interspersed with Bible lessons rent the air as the choir, joined by dignitaries led by Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, raised their voices in unison to thank God for the birth and essence of Jesus Christ.
From the presence of the Lord God.
Reading from the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verses 8 to 12, former heads of state, General Yakubu Gowon, led the roll call of former leaders, legislators, and top government functionaries who read Bible lessons at the service. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu read the 9th lesson, taken from the book of John, chapter 1, verses 1 to 14.
He was not the light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. That was the true light, which lighted every man that cometh into the world.
In a sermon that reflects the theme of the service, Emmanuel, God with us, the prelate, Methodist Church of Nigeria, His Eminence Oliver Ali Abba, was emphatic that God has not abandoned Nigeria, but is expecting the people to be one in a mission to redeem the country and reveal its glory.
Nigeria, we must come together in a selfless service, bring this Nigeria to a better limelight, a level that, yes, the world will be happy with us. And so let our hands be on deck as we are celebrating Christ's selfless service tonight. May we be able to release ourselves so that Nigeria can be better.
The final act for the evening was, of course, the Merry Christmas song. From the conference center of the Presidential Villa, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
Efforts of the present administration to give local government autonomy and other strides have earned President Bola Tinubu the nod to continue the task of steering the nation. This is coming from the National Councillors Forum of Nigeria at its annual national conference in Abuja. Delegates from all the states of the Federation took turns to eulogize the president in what they describe as holistic approach in addressing challenges facing the country. They say with such efforts, the president can be given the opportunity to accomplish what he has started.
On behalf of the councillors from the 8,809 wards of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to affirm our unlimited support to His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu to continue with the good work that he has started beyond 2027.
National Councillors Forum of Nigeria, we are all support that Asiwaju should continue to 2031. Say aye. If you are engaged, say me.
They appeal to state governors to implement the presidential executive order on the autonomy of local governments to accelerate grassroots development. Broad Sustainable Women Economic Empowerment and Peace Initiative, BSWEEP, has reaffirmed its drive to advance women's economic inclusion and peace-building efforts across Nigeria. This commitment is the focus of a strategic media launch held in Abuja, where stakeholders and journalists convened to strengthen partnership for women-led development. Thomas Ogbetere reports.
It was a gathering of media professionals, development advocates, and women leaders in Abuja, where BSWEEP coordinator emphasized the vital role journalists play in amplifying women-focused issues, especially in communities facing economic challenges and conflicts, noting that true empowerment starts with access to information, resources, and platforms that allow women's voices to be heard.
What we intend to improve on is adding value to the skills that we've given them. Like in every other house now, a woman knows how to make some dish and other things. But what do we do to improve the value of these items that they are making so that they don't have to, they can compete in the market?
Veteran broadcaster and former NTA News 24 General Manager Fatima Abbas Hassan noted that BSWEEP has long implemented programs in financial literacy, skill acquisition, entrepreneurship support, and peace building for women and girls. She added that the organization plans to expand these initiatives in 2026.
The women themselves should be trained so that they can engage in some form of economic activity, that they'll be able to take care of the family. They'll be able to send the younger ones to school. These young ones are the future of this country. We need to invest in the future of this country. And there's nothing you can do for your children than to give them education.
The end goal is to see every girl child empowered, self-sustainable, not to just rely on you finish school that you need to get a job in the government. No, have a side hustle.
The media launch created an open forum where journalists discussed ways to better highlight stories of women driving positive change. The event concluded with a renewed commitment from both BSWEEP and the media to collaborate in promoting narratives that empower women and support peace across Nigeria. In Abuja, Thomas Ogbetere, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the rising wave of drug and substance abuse among students in Nigeria's tertiary institutions has become a major concern for parents, educators, and authorities. In response, the Confluence Amazons Charitable Foundation has launched a far-reaching campus sensitization campaign to stem the menace.
They'll go to the school clinic, they will complain that they have cough. From that cough, they will give them what according to care the cough. Then they will now use it to turn into drug abuse. They will take much of it.
Maybe they want to go for birthday party, that kind of thing. Number like, bring your shisha come. A guy will bring the shisha come. By the time the girl now start taking the shisha and taking the colos.
On campus, students speak about the growing menace of drug and substance abuse, a scourge destroying young lives and shattering dreams.
Anything I put into my body that will change structure and function and behavior, that thing to us is a drug.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency warns that peer pressure, unrealistic expectations, and youthful curiosity continues to lure many into dangerous habits.
It is with this
determined to curb the trend, the Confluence Amazon's Charitable Foundation has taken its campaign to the school environment, mobilizing experts to sensitize students on the risks associated with drug abuse. At this interactive session, students were exposed to the types of drugs commonly abused, the triggers, the consequences, and healthy coping strategies.
This is the flag of this campaign. We have intended, and the project is mapped to go throughout the federation, all the tertiary institutions. Then later we'll come to secondary school, because it has been discovered that even secondary school, they go on drugs.
But one thing you must tell yourself is, I am not here for this. My life is what's more than just experimenting on drugs.
One of the major things is for this client to seek for help, whether a student or any client to seek for help, meet a counselor, because when it comes to counseling or therapy, there is nothing more than what is called the talking cure.
A recent United Nations report reveals that 1 in every 4 young people aged 18 to 35 engages in drug and substance abuse. It's a disturbing rise. In Abuja, Joseph Oten, NTA News.
Joseph Oten's report on tackling drug abuse in Nigerian tertiary institutions concludes the news desk at 11 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I'm Naja'atu Tijani.